Right, here we are again. I'm just telling you about what I think is a good idea for preparation for the coming season. I've got here the 4 fly reels that I used most last year, and this one, the Equinox by JMC, I really love it. It's a geared fly reel, so one turn of the handle is 3 and a bit turns of the spool. It makes keeping up with running rainbows a really easy thing to do. You don't have to just keep pulling line. What I mean by pulling line, you can keep in touch with the running fish by just using the reel. And this double anodized finish on these reels is very durable. I do look after my reels, but it has had 1 or 2 knocks on the bottom, and there's most tiniest little mark there, and that's about it. So that's been used an awful lot for the rainbow trout. The Danielson Swedish reel has been used for dapping, amongst other things. I've got 3 sizes in these. These are great reels because there's no overrun. No matter how quickly the line's pulled off the spool, it doesn't overrun. It's supported by 6 ball bearing races. And for the check nymphing, I've got this little devil here, which is absolutely great, a Vision check nymphing reel. What I particularly like about this reel is the absolute smoothness of the drag. You can quite confidently, with a light tippet, set the hook with a strike, and you know that the drag isn't going to lock up and cause you to lose fish. This Hardy reel is a great lightweight reel. I think the colour's revolting, but apart from that, it's a really nice reel to use when you need a light reel. And this is teamed up with a 2-weight fly line that I use quite a bit with a Shimano rod for dry fly fishing. Gives you a very delicate presentation. So for maintenance wise, I suggest you strip your fly lines off all the reels, put them in some lukewarm water in the sink or the bath, and then drag them through a bit of tissue paper a few times, you know, sort of like fold a bit of paper like this round it to remove all the grounding dirt. You'll be surprised how much muck that you'll end up getting out of your fly line. And then when it's dried off, put one of those conditioner fluids that some of the fly line people manufacture just on the fly line, so you're all set for next season. You know, in anything between 2 and 4 months time we'll be fishing again. So fly reel wise, if anything needs a touch of oil, just put a tiny drip of 3-in-1 oil where the bearings are or where the spool is. Wipe off the surplus, clean out the grit, and then you're ready to go again. That basically covers what's got to say about fly lines. Fly boxes. If you've got, like I've got, a lot of flies all mixed up here, it's a good idea to remove them and to put them into your particular groups. They start off like that early on in the year and then get totally mixed up later on in the year. This flexi floss that are stretched over this plastic pillbox is what I use. So when it's windy, you can invert your fly box. Well, you won't want to invert it, but you can have quite a strong wind blowing and you won't lose all your flies. I covered how to do this in one of my earlier videos, so have a rush around and see what you'll find. Leader wise, check that you've got enough. If you've got something like this, a leader holder, it's difficult to know how much is left on each particular spool, so take them apart, check whether you've got a full or nearly full spool and replace them so you're ready to go. You don't want to be making leaders on the bank side and then pull off a yard and it's all gone. One thing covering fly rods, you might have done what I've done occasionally and put your fly rod away in a wet in a plastic tube, and then find out when the season starts that you've got all kinds of mysterious growths on the rod handle, plus a bit of corrosion on the ring. So check the condition of your rod in the plastic tube just to make certain that nothing strange is going on. And if we take this particular rod, which is an 11-foot drift, I put an additional ring on here so that I didn't have to reach so far up the rod to grab the fly line. The way it was from the manufacturer, the ring is so high up, I would have to be about 7'3" tall to comfortably reach it, and I'm only 5'7", so that's no good to me at all. So we get a ring like this. This isn't bad, but there's a little bit of movement in the ring here. You can see a little bit of white round the whip-ins. So again, this stuff, you bug off your UV cement is great stuff just to give a quick twirl around the whip-ins. Hopefully you'll do it better than me. I'm just being a bit rough and ready now just to demonstrate the point. And then fix it with your UV light source as you twirl around. If you make a complete mess, you can chip it off and start again. But that will protect the ring and the rod for another season. And you can soon check that it's fixed by just touching it. And again, be cautious with lasers because they you don't want it to go on something shiny and then go right back in your eyes. Sit. And then one thing that's a good idea to do during this period of stagnation is to go through your fly tie material. I mean, I've doctored this feather, but you see the missing bits on what would be a perfect feather. This is usually a sign of feather mites. So check your capes and your packets of feathers, and if you see feathers where there's what looks as if somebody's gone at it with a pair of blunt scissors and removed bits, it might be that you've got some feather mites or another pest messing about with your materials. If that's the case, pop them in a plastic bag, shove them in the deep freeze for a couple of weeks, and then that'll take care of those nasties. So just a little bit of simple stuff. Anyway, it's after New Year, so I hope you had a good New Year, and we're looking forward to starting the fishing again. So as always, bye for now. Thank you for watching.